fly up on a platform, do you get scared when they pull you up and pull you back down?
I am scared of heights, I swear to you. I get scared to death every time. They fly me up to the top of the light truss at 8 feet a second. Now, let me tell you what that means. I'm 6'2". My son, Nick, is 6'8". Go up another 1.5 feet on top of that. That's about 8 feet a second. So you go 1, 2. You just flew that height. So it takes about 5 seconds to fly up all the way up. I want to tell you that there's a new rig that we just put in. There's a new show going out June 1st that will have commando wires that are completely invisible. And I'm going up 16 feet a second. So the brown stuff you will see falling from the sky will be this 64-year-old kike going, scariest thing in the world, because you're going up in darkness, and when you're up there and I'm going, when I'm up there feeling like the God of Thunder and everything, the truth is under me it's all going like this, and I've got to sort of, it's horrific. Why I ever thought that was a good idea, I don't know.
You do it for us, King!
Yes, I do. You, sir, are a powerful and attractive man.
You too!
Thank you. Did I answer your question? Yes. Good? All good? Good.
Hi, Gene. Andy from VB, Indiana. I want to let you know everybody at Belterra Casino misses you and wants you to come back and visit them. First of all.
Thank you.
And second of all, you haven't booked a Cincinnati date yet this year, but what are you bringing to the tour this year different from last?
Okay, that's a good question. I'm going to ask your opinion, so come on up. Nobody's ever seen this. Well, very few people. The powerful and attractive Paul Stanley just scribbled on a piece of paper about 2 months ago what I'm going to show him. Tell people what you're seeing.
That is awesome. That is a spider. That is a big spider. It is going up. Now, yeah, that's pretty decent. I don't even have my glasses on, and that's pretty decent. It's going up, and then everything comes up around it. Where are you at?
Well, to give you a sense of the perspective, you see that black area? That's about 6 feet. So how tall is that?
Wow, that's pretty tall.
That's not the microphone, this is. Yeah, you never put the ketchup bottle top on top of your coffee, did you? You never tried to screw it in accident, no. So, what you saw there is actually being built right now in Las Vegas. It's going to debut June 1st at Stockholm Stadium, because we're a touring band, you know, we're going to be out there. I didn't get this thin for nothing. And this spider is just beyond anything you've seen. It'll shoot fireballs out of its tentacles. It'll be able to be flat and come up and walk almost to the front of the stage.
Wow.
It'll be able to just come up like this with the legs going like, it's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And in back of it will be a 70-foot screen, plus all the amplifiers and the things, and then from the front of the stage it'll be like this. We're going to levitate and go up 30 rows into the audience. We're going to do, and play songs. It costs a fortune to do this, but, you know, yeah, that's right, it is for you. We promised ourselves a long time ago, please God, just give me the chance. We'll do anything, we'll make it spectacular. It'll be the best tour yet, you'll see.
Gene, do you remember coming to Evansville, Indiana?
Evansville, sure, Roberts Stadium.
No more.
I know, it's gone.
I know we have a new stadium. Will you come back? please.
Sure.
People, I've got thousands, probably 3,000 people wanting you to come back.
Of course. I remember playing there, it was Billy Preston, Kiss, and Rush. And I'll never forget getting a phone call in the middle of the night from Billy Preston, asking if I wanted to come into his room and watch some movies together. Oh.
I have one other thing. May I show you this to see if I picked you right?
Sure. Oh, that's great. Too bad they can't see it. Can we take a photo of this, Keith, for kissonline.com? By the way, this young gentleman was the private valet of President Reagan and worked in President Bush's cabinet. He was actually secretly in charge of America all along. Now he's taking photographs. Isn't that great? You're a powerful and attractive man.
Find one of the guitars of yours. This is from Metallica's.
Who?
At least I'm being truthful.
I actually love Metallica, and I remember Lars when he was 12 years old, when he slept outside the Stockholm Hilton to see, in hopes of seeing his favorite band, Kiss. It's even got the copies. Yeah, but that's a little small, eh? My schmeckel's much bigger than that.
Hey Gene, over here, bud. Chris from Columbus, Ohio. I've been Kiss Army since '78, Kiss Navy since 2011. Going again this year, and I just want to know.
Going where?
To Miami for Kiss Cruise 3.
Oh, Kiss Cruise 3, yeah, that's right.
I just want to know, so I can make my travel arrangements, and I know there's some other cruisers here with us. Is there going to be a Miami date around the cruise that perhaps we could come and see a show before or after?
Well, there's so much going on. We are teaming up, believe it or not, with the two entities that we're very proud to be associated with. First of all is the Bull Riding Association. I don't know if you've been keeping track, but if you go to any bull riding thing, there's Destroyer, there are different horses, and then the Kiss Camps hidden, that's one thing. And arena football. So Kiss Arena Football. We're going to be appearing in, does anyone know the date?
Orlando, August 16th.
August 16th in Orlando, Florida, at the stadium, I believe. Is that right? Yeah, at the stadium for the last arena football event. So it's not going to be close to Kiss Cruise, but it's close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Close as we're going to get, at least.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thanks. The cruises are awesome. Love
Thank
it.
you. You know, and we're so proud of the cruises, and we have such a great time. Going to bring Sophie and Nick and Shannon with us, and we're just going to have a great time there. By the way, Nick, you know, is putting a band together. He's in the studio with a guy named Eddie Kramer, producing his own stuff now. Eddie Kramer engineered or produced Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, actually engineered the Beatles, and my favorite band, Kiss. And Sophie's in Nashville recording. I just heard 2 songs. Keith, how are those tunes? Yeah, they're great. So Sophie got herself on X Factor and decides she wants to do it, and they're both doing their own indie films, separate. So they're both acting this week or next week in something or other. Work, put your kids to work, bring that money in.
Yeah, Gene, I just want to thank you for all the great years of music you brought everybody and keeping the band together. I've heard of people, everybody has their opinion, and some people with Eric and Tommy, who I love the band. You know, I feel like people are like, when the team is winning, you know, if you're a sports fan, everything's cool, but when they're losing, I hate this team. And people have said to me, and I've heard comments, oh, they're not the real Kiss, they're you know, a tribute band, blah, blah, blah. No. Are they touring? Are they wearing the makeup? Are they playing? Are they doing? How many years have they been doing this? They're the real Kiss. You know, I'm not a fair weather fan. I've been with you guys from the beginning, man. And my ink proves 11 hours of dedication to you guys for everything you've done for me and everybody else. And I appreciate you keeping the band together, because if you didn't do what you had to do, which was like a business decision, let's face it, we wouldn't be here doing this, I don't think.
Well, you're very sweet. I appreciate it. I just want to say this in support of Ace and Peter. They were every bit as important as we were at the formation of the band. The very same guys who were important for the formation of the band should not be there past a certain point, because they would be the killing of the band. Not everybody is designed to be a long-distance runner. That's just life. This should be the Olympics. If they find anything in your bloodstream, they should kick out your sorry ass, because you don't deserve to be there. I don't care how talented you are. So you have to have respect for the fans. You're paying a fortune for a ticket to get up there. The least you deserve is for somebody who goes up there, clean mind, clear body, military baby. Go out there and give them all you've got for the privilege of not having to flip for burgers, for God's sakes. So nobody that gets up on stage, I threw up, I passed out, next. That's why that word is in the dictionary. So we wish Ace and Peter well. Hope they're healthy and happy. KISS continues with or without you.
Thank you for keeping it alive. I appreciate that. And I want to thank you. I know he said about the military, but I had a cousin of mine who was killed in the Middle East, 20 years old. And I was very close to him, and it was tough, by one of the roadside bombs. But they fight for our freedom and our rights, and I appreciate everything that you guys do to give back for them. It's great. And I just want to say thanks for everything, like, you know, that. And another thing is, will we ever see a KISS museum?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's coming. You know, when the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was first going up in Cleveland, one of the founders called me up and said, you know, we're very cognizant of the fact that KISS is a huge influence, blah, 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 and we would like 10 outfits and 30 guitars and your stage set and stuff to put into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I said, thank you. I just want to understand the business model a little bit. Are you charging for tickets, or is it non-profit? If it's non-profit, you can have full access to stages, costumes, everything else. Is that not? No, we're going to be charging tickets. Okay, how much are you going to be charging for tickets? Well, we'll charge this. I say, what's your profit margin for a year? Well, it's going to be this million, that million. What's my share? He goes, well, that's going to be promotion. You should put it in there. I said, I'll make a deal with you. When KISS goes out and plays for a few million people, give me all your Rock and Roll Hall of Fame stuff for free. I'll give you promotion. That's not how it works. You want our stuff in there? You're going to be making money? Give me a slice. It's the American way.
Right.
So needless to say, they get nothing.
Hi, I'm Nikki, and I'm from Waterville, Michigan. I was just curious, what gives you the most gratification? Is it doing the cruises, your concerts, or family?
Or family.
Family's always important, but how do you put gratification to between family and your business, your music?
You shouldn't have to decide, because one thing makes the other possible. The fact that I'm in KISS and work my tail off, and the other stuff I'm involved in keeps my family healthy and all that stuff. So you need work in order to make family. You can't just love somebody and be at home and not go to work. You got to go to work. And you've got to take care of yourself first. My philosophy is the same as the airlines of the world. And they tell you right on board, if there's ever any bad weather, the oxygen masks will fall down. And what they tell you to do is very strange. They say, we know you would give your life for your child, but take the oxygen mask and put it on your face first. Don't put it on your child's face first, which sounds nuts. Except for the fact that if you can't help yourself, you won't be able to help anybody else. So work, and lots of it, and amassing tons of money, yeah, it's funny, enables me to do good charity work, buy my mother the hip operation she needs, feed my family, take care of it. Work makes everything happy. By the sweat of thy brow. It's in a good book my people wrote.
Hey, Gene, how you doing?
Great.
I just want to say thank you for the heartfelt words that you said to me earlier in the back. Really made me stand up here. I rate that.
You're taller than I will ever be. You're in the military. I am nothing.
Thank you. I rate the comments or what you said to me backstage up there with being congratulated by my higher ups and all the medals and ribbons I've ever received. My question, well, actually, it's a two-part question. What took you so long to realize Shannon was a keeper? And second part.
Look at the women stand up. Yeah, that's right.
And the second part of that is, how do you feel now knowing that you have that ring on your finger and it's legal?
Guess what? I can do the jokes all you want. All the girls will tell you when they came up, the hugs and the stuff. I didn't do any of the stuff that I'm trained to do as the male of the species. I didn't bump and grind. I didn't do any of that stuff. Shannon, you listening? She's right. She's listening to every word. Before I came here, she called Keith LaRue and said, "Okay, no cookies, and you can't have any cake." Am I right? You son of a bitch! If you give him any cookies, I want. She's like God, all-knowing. She knows where I am, where I go, when I. So. Here's the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm the male of the species, and I used to do, it's in my DNA. We manufacture hundreds of millions of sperm until the day we die. You stop dropping 2 eggs by the time of your middle years. God didn't make a mistake. I'm just doing God's work. Spread thy seed. That's what I was doing. You have to write all these down. It's good stuff. I say it all the time, but... So... I come from a broken family, and everybody goes, "Yeah, poor me, poor me." And my dad left us, and I was an only child until I found my half-brothers and sisters. So I grew up learning to be my own man. So whenever anybody said, especially women, "Where are you going? Where am I going? Who wants to know?" I'm a self-made man. I never borrowed a dime. I made my own money. I'm not going to subject myself to anybody. And then I met... and I lived with Cher, and then Diana Ross, and a few other women you probably have heard of and thought I was, meant nothing. There is such a thing in the universe as love, except I was so arrogant and selfish all my life because I get up on stage, all that stuff, and, in KISS you can wake up next to somebody whose name you never bothered to learn. So all of that contributes to this kind of, I don't need to do anything. So I was with Shannon, and I've been together with Shannon 30 years, but I've only been married 1. And all that time, all those 29 years, I was king of the assholes. In fact, my solo record, the most recent one, a classic, was called Asshole. So... it takes a long time. It's maybe for the male of the species to grow up. It certainly took me a long time. And then you have to ask yourself, as a man, the following question. It's really an important one. One day, you and I and anybody here is going to be pretty close to taking their last breath. And the question you have to ask yourself is, who do you want by your bedside? Your kids who love you? The woman who stood by your side all your life who loves you? Or some fluffy blow-up doll? Who do you want around you? Do you want somebody who loves you, shared your life with you? It comes down to love. So the closer I get to death, the faster I grow up. I've been a kid all my life, and ladies, if you see a man who's in his 40s and stuff, don't kid yourself. He's a 14-year-old horny boy. Looks like a man, it's actually a boy. I swear you that's true. And he will lie to you. He will lie to you all your life, no matter what you hear, starting from the first lie. I promise I'll pull out. Your entire life, you're the only one, and you get all lies, 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 lies. And eventually, we man up. Happens late, but when we do, boy, when love hits here, Takes a long time for us. When love hits, we'd give our life for you and the family and for our kids. We would give it all. Nobody will touch our family. Takes a long time, but please hang in with us. Some of us are worth it, I hope.
Well, Tom, well, actually, I'd like to say something. We're both beautiful and powerful men.
That's right.
And I have the 4 faces of Kiss on the back of my calves. I'd like to show them to you.
Sure. May I come down there with you? You don't care? That's all right. Those are some, should we give stripper music or? I think your pants are too tight, sir. Oh, there it is. Please don't fart. Yeah, there she be. And I'm on top, which is how Paul likes it. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Try the veal.
Hi, Gene.
Where?
Over here, Gene.
I'm slow, but I mean well.
Jim from Indy.
Hi, Jim.
Thanks for coming.
I am Indy.
And did you get the cookies I made for you?
I did. It's got my faces on there, and I took a
You
photo
like
of
that?
it. I took a photo of it and sent it to Shannon because I'm not allowed to have the cookies.
Well, I made the cookies because Kiss is the king of merchandising, and it might be a good idea one day down
Kiss
the road.
cookie. I get it. Kiss cookies. Cookies with a K. Got it.
Cookies with a K. With a K. I have a couple questions. What is your favorite horror movie? Ever?
Ever. That was a pretty horrible movie. Yeah, you're right. The favorite horror movie of all time? Runaway. I thought was that Gene Simmons was a powerful and attractive man. I would say the most awkward Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, 1925. F.W. Murnau directed it.
Nice. Mine is Them with the giant ants.
Hold on. James Arnaz, James Whitmore. That's right.
Yeah, very, very nice. Very nice.
Try me. Anybody else? Try any horror movie, any decade. I'll tell you more than you want to know about it.
Insidious!
United Artists, by the way. Pardon me?
Giant artist, yes.
Insidious. Very good. Okay, here's my impression. Whoa! And then they go back. Or somebody's saying, and then there's a little kid walking by.
Question I had is, interviews with Paul Stanley always said he drove a cab in Manhattan.
He did.
In New York City.
I wrote in it.
You did.
I did.
And his, I can always remember he'd go past the arena, Madison Square Garden, and say, one day I'm going to play there. Now the question is, was that in your mind too? And when did you know that your Kiss, quote unquote, company, rock and roll band, merchandising, looking at the big picture, when did you feel in your head and your heart that, okay, we're here and we are going forward and have even a lot more to do?
You know, we were opening up for bands like Savoy Brown and Argent and Manfred Mann and all sorts of bands. We knew right away something was going on because people wouldn't let us get off the stage. Originally, we'd walk out and people said, what the hell, what's this, Bozo the Clownville? What the hell is it? By the second song, they'd be on their feet, then on their chairs. And we only had one album worth of material, so we'd get off the stage. And when we'd get encores, which was every night, we'd come out and do Deuce again and Strutter again. So we were doing it every single night and blowing the bands off, that the tour manager for Argent and the other bands kept pulling our power. And what happened was Junior, our then first road manager, locked their road manager in a case and pulled a knife on him and locked him in a road case. Of course, he was arrested, but we were allowed to do the entire set all over again. So we knew it when we started seeing people wear it, doing homemade Kiss t-shirts before there was a t-shirt sort of a thing. So we knew it right at the beginning. I never dreamed at almost 64 years of age I'd be looking into your pretty face talking about the band that we all had a dream. So everything starts with a little idea. You plant a little seed. If you have love and caring, the right amount of sunshine and the right amount of thing, it takes a lot of time and effort, and finally you see the fruits come up. It takes a long time, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
One more question, I'll let you go.
I never touched her.
I did. What is your take on rock and roll today? Rock and roll, not the hip hop stuff, which you're pretty good at anyway, so you might have a career in that, but that's a joke. I'm sure you won't have a career in that. What is your take on where's rock and roll going from this point on? Do we know?
I think I know. It's going to live and die, like always, by the personalities and the talent that comes up. There are some things that veer on the rock and roll thing. There's a great band called Muse that sort of sounds like modern Queen and stuff. There's great shows. They care about that stuff, and most of it is real. I will say that whatever you think of hip hop or not, there's not one hip hop artist that can play stadiums on their own. They have to team up. So you get Dr. Dre and MC Criminal and whoever else. See, that was a joke. There's no MC Criminal, because statistically it's accurate. MC Criminal. So you'll get Justin and teaming up with a Dr. Dre or something, then you can fill it up, Eminem and so on. But mostly there's not one. On the other hand, the biggest bands in the world are the Stones, U2, and Metallica's playing in some stadium here, and Pearl Jam. But if you play guitar and drums, it is predominantly the stadium music of planet Earth. Other forms of music just don't rise to that thing because it's called anthems. When you go in there and you feel nationhood, when you feel a connection, I mean, I feel it too. I'm getting a Woody even as I'm talking. But then again, I get Woody when I Love Lucy reruns, so it doesn't take... Maybe that's good. Ethel was hot. She wasn't just doing Fred. She and Lucy were... Where are we going? What are we talking about? You have to have that sense of belonging so you can meet somebody. I mean, I've seen it on the Kiss cruises where strangers have dinner with each other and wind up being best friends for life. You have to have a connection above and beyond the music, a sense of belonging, a culture, a nationhood. It exists in rock and roll. It's free-flowing, no rules and all that stuff. You don't have to dress a certain way, you don't have to be a certain way. And other forms of music give you, here's the costume, here's what you gotta look like, here's what you gotta believe in. So I still believe in rock and roll, and this will continue forever as long as there's gonna be another 15-year-old kid someplace in Nebraska who wants to plug in and just...
You know there is.
I do. Could be some of those young kids here. You never know. Okay? Good.
Hi, Gene. I'm Walt from Crown Point, Indiana. My question is, I know there were a couple of songs that came from Wicked Lester onto Dress to Kill, and you already admitted that you rewrote Simple Type to be Charisma off of Dynasty. Are there other songs?
There have been at least 3 songs that I rewrote from that song.
Right. My main question is, one thing that I could tell, I'm a musician, so I kind of could hear it. Did Paul Stanley rewrite Keep Me Waiting Till You Could Buy off of the solo album?
Yes.
Okay. I kind of could tell by the way it sounded.
But there's been a lot of that. You know, I walked in one day at the beginning of the band and I said to Paul, I got a great idea. I'm going to rip off Brown Sugar by the Stones, which is about prostitute, thing, and I'm going to do Brown, Black, Good job. Crazy on you. Oh, I'm sorry, that's hard. Oh, I'm sorry, that was hard.
I taught him that, by the way.
It's a good lick. And it's not hard, it's Kiss.
Right.
That's where they took it.
Jelly roll.
Ooh.
Sweet and dirty love.
She knows all of it. So, that's right, Jelly Roll became Sweet Dirty Love.
You should have been a comedian, too.
I'm kind of funny. But anyway, what I was going to say was that, so I said, you know, Black Diamond. So he said, great idea. So next day he comes in first. Psycho Circus, which he wrote, that was mine. He came in and ripped it off before. And so there are a few of those. So when Paul would come in, mostly in the beginning, because we lived different places, he'd have a piece or a chorus or something. I'd say, that's cool, but how about this riff? So those early songs, Black Diamond and Love Her All I Can and Strutter and all those things that where we get credit or don't get credit, almost always the riffs are mine. Paul would start writing the stuff, and somehow we'd stick the pieces together. I forgot what the question was because I love the sound of my own voice.
No, you said yes. I said, from Wicked Lester, Keep Me Waiting, then sounded a lot like Goodbye from Paul's solo album, and you said yes. Okay, I have another statement, especially at the last season of Family Jewels. You know, when I was
Gene Simmons' Family
Jim
Jewels.
Simmons' Family Jewels, because when they made you, they broke all the rules. When I was when I was growing up and heard the first chord of Black Diamond and was grabbed by the nads, said you are now a Kiss fan. You know, you guys were this rock and roll comic book superheroes, untouchable, you know, just out of fantasy and whatnot. But when you took the makeup off, and even when you put it back on...
I'm sorry.
No, dude, no. I'm not saying anything bad. When you took the makeup off, and especially you got to learn about the human being behind the persona and the Family Jewels, for me, it made me realize, it made me appreciate you as a musician and performer a lot more than just somebody who's just a fantasy and somebody who's not real. And as a father, and as a son, and as a husband, I really appreciate how you made an honest man out of yourself in the last season. So thank you.
Look at father and son high-fiving. That's cool. You want to talk about cool? It's not here. Right there.
You taught me how to play this thing.
You can play? Let's see what you got.
Me or him?
Anybody who wants to step up.
Oh, God, here we go.
Hold on, I'm bringing over a microphone. Hold on.
It's like hugging Eric Singer last
That's
year.
all right. Yeah, but I'm going to put my microphone next to your, well, down there. I hope nobody's taking a photo of this because it looks really weird. Just stop taking photos, because I can see.
I can play bass to that!
Now I'll tell you where that solo came from. Ace stole it note for note from the Blues Magoos. You ain't seen nothing yet. Ain't got bow da 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 boo da da battle diddle diddle da. Here's the solo. It's the Blues Magoos. Tell you another story. Pearl Jam. Mike McCready said so. Sure enough, on Pearl Jam. And then he goes again. He says he got it from Ace. Ace got it from John Densmore of The Doors. Check it out.
Hello, Gene. Over here, sir. I like what you said about your work ethics and the family and kids getting out there. You're talking to the girl, you know, about going after what you want. I have a son, 13. He's starting to play Kiss music. Heaven's on Fire right now. He's learning that right now. Does pretty good. Your passion for the music, you know, it's all over the place. I love it when I go out and I see other Kiss fans. But it's like we're spread out. You know, it's not like you see, 100 unless we go to Kiss Expo. And I work at, law enforcement, and I'm a Kiss fan, and everybody gives me, you know, crap sometimes. Oh, you're a Kiss fan, but I'm proud. You know,
Just tell them they don't have
part
to
of
be.
Kiss Army. I got it right here on my arm, and yeah, I'm just recently married here past year, and I put Kiss in my wedding, lick it up. I'm pulling the garter with my teeth off my wife's leg, and that. I had to get permission from my wife to do that. You know, she's like, yes.
Don't we all?
Yes, you can put Kiss in the wedding, but in certain spots. But I can't diss her for that because my wife is at home taking care of my family, so I can be here to honor you and Kiss.
Yay, mothers.
So I want to know, now that you're a married man like myself, and you guys are no longer doing Gene Simmons' Family Jewel, what is Shannon going to be doing with herself after Mother's Day?
You know, that's a good question. Sophie and Nick are both busy, you know, doing their own stuff, working, and Sophie actually teaches kids volleyball. She's the captain, so she's passing some stuff away about, not just about sports, but about responsibility, showing up on time, teamwork, all that stuff gets you ready for life. Shannon and Sophie are developing their own TV show, which you'll be hearing about soon enough. They've got 2 offers, and one of it has to do with creating an 800 number so that anybody around the country who has rescues, animals of all kind, can plug into a national thing where there's a TV show, so you can see kind of a reality show with Sophie and Shannon rescuing dogs and, you know, abused kids, abused children. God damn it, abused pets. Because to some of us it's the same. It is, when we love our pets, boy, it's all the thing. So when Flunkin, one of our dogs, passed by, it was like, you know, our first, but we had a funeral, we were crying, we did all the thing, because it's about love. And there's no love like your pet has for you. They give their life for you. It's true. So this idea of creating a national hotline where if you're in Nebraska and somebody's in California, there's a dog or something you fall in love with, you want to get it so you can connect or report abused animals so there's going to be like a national sort of a easy to get. And that's what Sophie and Shannon are doing as a TV show conduit business model. By the way, somebody said, don't pick between your wife and your pet, especially if it's a dog. Love them both. There's no, right? Love them both, yeah. And here's, which one loves you more? Which one loves you more, your dog or your wife? Well, think of it this way. Lock up your wife and your dog in the trunk of your car. At the end of the day, open up and see which one is happy to see you. Just kidding, it's just a joke. The women are going, I don't like that one. Have I thought about being a comedian? Sure. Keith wants to say something. Hold on. He's from the Midwest. He's from Boston. Don't touch me. Okay. Yeah, they're trying to pull me off, and so I'm saying, no, I don't have to. No, I'm not going. I'm staying. I'm moving in. Where do you live? Where? Wabash. The Wabash Cannonball. You know the song?
We live on the Cannonball Bridge, buddy, in the middle of...
Lives on the Cannonball Bridge.
Yes.
But you know that song? The Wabash Cannonball. Who was it?
Couldn't tell you.
Who was it? No? Well, he covered it. But that wasn't the original.
The Boxcar Willie. Boxcar...
Claude Akins? No, that was On Wolverton Mountain. That was Claude Akins. That was Claude King or Claude Akins?
He's got it.
Boxcar Willie?
Boxcar Willie covered it. I don't think that was the original.
Hey, we have an extra room at my house. You can just move in. Slide on
Excuse me? Roy Acuff? No. Acuff Rose Publishing out of Nashville? No.
Chet Williams.
I just want you to know that I know. What? Nobody liked Chet, but no. He would have done instrument. No, sir. He would have written his own songs.
You've been to Russia. Have you been to Ukraine?
Yes, sir.
I love it out there.
He loves the Ukraine. 1 vote for the Ukraine. Odessa, also a decent Bee Gees album. Next question.
Hey Gene, where did you write the song Call Me Dr. Love?
Okay. I was watching a Three Stooges half-hour comedy. And it was with Mo, Larry, and Curly, because as you know, there's Shemp Howard, and there's Joe Besser, and Curly Joe Howard. There were lots of different Three Stooges. And what happened was that they were playing doctors. And they were running from one room to another, and they'd say, scissors, 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 hammer, hammer, anacanapana, anacanapana, anacanapana. So these were guys operating on human beings, Three Stooges with things. And from one room to another, they say, calling Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard, whoop, 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 whoop. And they kept saying it for the whole thing. And I kept going, calling Dr. So for about a year when I was a kid, I'd say, calling Dr. Howard, Dr. Klein, because I used to be called Klein, calling Dr. Schmeckel, calling Dr. Thing. And finally it morphed into calling Dr. Love, because I've got the cure you're thinking of. By the way, if you ever saw Magic Mike, you know this movie where the guys are doing the bump and grind?
You should be on that movie.
McConaughey is stripping too. They call me Dr. Love. Good taste. Oh, this I gotta see. Come on up on stage. Can I help you up? Ready? 1, 2.
I might take a picture.
How did you fall off? How did you do that?
By my heels right here. I have two. Well, I want you to sign this shirt.
$5.
Right here.
He's not asking.
But you want me to do this right now?
Yes.
Hold this. Talk to them while I sign it. Hold this.
Sing back. Sing back.
He can't remember what it says. Ask him another question.
How's that gum?
Okay, I signed this. Well,
You need to sign my boot. My name is Adam, and I live in Napoleon, Ohio. And my favorite thing to do is play football. My favorite band member of Kiss is Paul.
it's great seeing you, kid.
God damn it! We love you, Gene!
Now you're going to tell Paul.
Gene, right here to your left.
Thanks. Thanks, kid.
So, in your entire career, you've put out all these albums, you've done all this merchandising. My question to you is, of all the album covers you've ever done, has there been one that you've put out and then thought that you could have done better if you had a chance to do it a second time? different idea, different concept, or you just thought that didn't work?
Well, I tell you, I'm responsible for Unmasked. I thought, and The Elder, I drew that, the whole thing, and all that, and I thought that we were so big, because by the time of The Elder, we were playing to 200,000 people in Brazil and anywhere in the world. You know, in America, the thing, you know, sort of settled to a certain level. The rest of the world, godlike. You know, multiple dates in stadiums, beyond it. TV shows, 4-hour radio show in Mexico every day. All they did was interviews and music and all this stuff, and people calling in and arguing. I mean, it was beyond being in a band. So I thought, yeah, let's do an album called Unmasked, but we're not going to unmask. We're going to take the masks off, and under the mask is mask, because that's who we really are, kind of a thing. And I thought this was genius, and everybody hated it. So what do I know? May have done another version of that. Yes, Unmasked. How about that Putz, that little kid over there?
Hey, Gene, thanks for being here.
Gene, one more thing over here to your left. Keith put me up to this. My favorite member of the band is Paul. Only because I portray him in Mr. Speed. That's really good.
You didn't hurt my feelings at all. Paul Stanley tells me that every day, that he's his favorite member in the band too. But you know how she can be. Yeah, I know you recorded it. You're gonna play it for him, bitch.
Hi, Gene. My name's Shay. I want to thank you for...
We had a good hunt back there, didn't we?
You were wonderful. I want to thank you for the ray of sunshine for my husband and me today that you did. I also want to kind of comment on the family issue. It's running a business. You're a businessman. You should have known that a long time ago. As far as the business, you know, family is a business. Everybody's got their own place and what they do. But my question to you is, what are you doing to look so damn good? Because you look better than I've seen you for God knows how long.
Well, you know, left to our own devices, men tend to get pot-bellied and stuff. We watch sports on TV and dip chips and all this kind of stuff. And it takes somebody who loves you enough to say no, tough love. I can't put anything in my mouth that's not good for me. So I have to. She also taught me to be completely honest. I snuck a cookie last night, not necessarily through my oral passage either. So you have to read books to know that there's another way. Yeah, but there's But mostly, Shannon, I'd like to think, loves me enough to literally pick up the phone, find out who's around me, and tell them, don't let him do this, don't let him do that. Keith LaRue got a phone call.
Can I tell you, I have to tell a story.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm at Paul Stanley's 60th birthday party. I'm so excited to be there. And Gene introduces me, well, he says to Shannon, you know Keith. So then Gene says to me, talk to Shannon so I can go over there and get a piece of cake. But Shannon sees Gene walking away, and she says, where are you going? And Gene had the guilty look on his face, and I said he was going to get cake, and she said, no, he's not getting cake, and he's no girls and no cake. That's done.
Yeah, that's so looking good is not easy. It's tough. All the things I love that are easy, you know, sort of guilty pleasures, they're not good for me. They really aren't. And it takes somebody who, look, going to the gym, it's not fun. Somebody's going to be in your face and saying, drop and give me another 10 and do the and you're going to hate it. The result is it's good. So the easy stuff, dipping chips and watching TV and stuff, that's easy. doesn't get the result. No pain, no gain.
Drop it, give me 10.
Drop it, give me 10. And I want to tell you something, because it's an open subject, because we talked about it in our TV show. I was really, really bad. Under the word bad in the dictionary is my photo. For decades. While I was together with Shannon, while she raised kids, while she did all that stuff, I wandered. And I was really bad. I hurt everybody, and I took photos of the badness and all that stuff. And when I decided to come clean and marry up and man up and stuff like that, we had a cleansing, a kind of a baptism to get the sins off me. And so we had a ritual. We burned all those photos together. It's like, bye-bye. Then they're done. I don't have to know what it's like. And since then, I've been a good boy, I swear to God. Yeah. You have to tell me when the flights are due, because I have no idea. I don't carry a watch.
But do 2 more you get.
Okay.
What was the first song?
Can you get up on stage? Because when you're cute and like you, they need to see you. Can I? Oh, look at that. Hold this.
What was the first song your band made?
The first song we made? Can you hold on to my arm so I don't fall over? Thank you. Well, let me see. The first song we ever did together, I think, was a song called Deuce that I wrote.
You're my favorite person in the band.
See that? I told you.
And also today is my birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. What's her name? Happy birthday, dear Maya. Happy birthday to you. Who's that, your sister? One more.
Thanks for being here. Curious on the story behind Vinnie Vincent. How was it not working out for you guys? And was there a final straw that got him away from the Kiss? Was it? I think it was 1984.
Vinnie Vincent was a guitar player named Vincent Cusano, who Paul and I went over to write with a guy named Adam Mitchell. And there was a guy hanging out at Adam Mitchell's place. Adam Mitchell co-wrote, I think, Creatures of the Night with Paul. And he and I tried to write in some songs together. By the way, when you hear that lick, that's Adam Mitchell, because nobody could come up with that lick. He came up with that last minute. So Vincent Cusano had been writing songs with this guy Adam Mitchell and always hung out and somehow made his way, into Paul and myself. Hey, man, let's write songs together. So we started writing songs together, and then we found out he could play guitar and sang and was a multifaceted, multi-instrumentalist, and kept asking to be in the band, and we said, you can't. You're smaller, shorter. We have to feel like, the front line is like, there's a thing. And he kept at it, and we said, okay. And on Creatures of the Night, there are at least 3, maybe 4 different solo guitar players, although we used Ace on the cover, just not to piss off the fans. And then we decided to leave on tour, sold-out European tour, without the makeup. And we asked Vinnie Vincent if he wanted to come along. Before you come, you've got to sign this contract. It's not a negotiation, it's an offer of employment. You must sign it for insurance purposes. If you don't sign this, we can't take you. I promise I'll sign it, I'll climb it. To this day, no matter how many times he promised he would sign, he's never signed a contract with Kiss. So he kept being thrown out of the band. I'm sorry, next tour I'll sign it. And we'd keep going out on tour with unsigned contracts because he kept wanting more and more. So finally, we fired him 3 times, Ace also 3 times. And then he started suing us. You promised this, you promised that. He's lost 14 suits, lost 3 sets of lawyers, sued some of his lawyers. One was disbarred, another one he rehired. He's starting on his 15th lawsuit. In the interim, and it's not funny, his wife, it's a matter of public record, so you should know, his wife, who was very sweet and I knew her, she gave birth to twins, was found dead on the side of like a Holiday Inn because she had succumbed to prostitution. And somebody killed her, the 2 daughters are there. Vincent is still, as a matter of public record, doing legal actions, and there's nothing you can do about that. You just move on with your life. And it's a shame because he's talented beyond most people you'd meet. He can sing, he can write, he plays great. You get to sleep in the bed you make. You guys know Ace. I think he's getting up because it's time to go.
You're not done yet.
I'm not done.
We'll raffle off some goodies here. Get your tickets out. We have a Gene Simmons monster action figure.